Hey loves, I just had a ton of inspiration and divine downloads come through when I was watching the last episode of The Handmaid's Tale. I highly recommend watching The Handmaid's Tale. It can sometimes be a lot, and there's been times on the show where I've had to consciously continuously clear my energy. So I get it. It portrays a world that could happen in the future where women's rights and everything is stripped away and they're treated essentially like worse than cattle and just bred and used to do labor and things, and it's bad. Anyway, so highly recommend the show. It's phenomenal. Except it can be kind of a serious show. I don't watch it to lift my spirits. I watch it because I feel really called to, and today I got a ton of downloads. So I'm not gonna spoil the show for you, but it was just so powerful to see the Marthas and the handmaids coming together, being willing to risk their lives or being beaten or killed for other people's children. To see a band of women come together and do that was phenomenal. And it's very interesting because the downloads I kept getting was the more people band together and speak up, one person's voice is incredible and it can spark so many other people to do the work that they're called to do. And you're not just one person, there's many. So the message I want to really come through in this is that the work that you're doing, especially this is to light workers and people who feel called to just be a light in the world and be the change that they want to see in the world. It can feel sometimes that we're by ourselves or that we're doing the work by ourselves or just a couple of people here and there, especially when you see the state of the world sometimes. But it's one person starting it, one person speaking up, one person standing forward and moving in their unique inspired action can cause so many huge positive ripple effects or dominoes, or other people will see that person in their power and join. And then that's a huge collective of awesome people getting together from that. So I love that. And hey everyone popping on live. Hi Jan and Ryan and Raphael and Aaron. I hope you guys are having an awesome night. So it's interesting because in the show handmaids are breeders. They want more humans to be born, so they're raping them on a monthly basis. And it's horrible because stuff happening in hormones and fertility and things like that. That's a scary, I'm gonna live without being actual reality, but it's scary to think that that could happen or that could be a potential reality for humans to go in that direction. I'm gonna live without putting any energy on that. But it's interesting because some of the women's movement stuff and the things that I'm called to do work on, it makes me nervous to be a target or to have someone who's against it who would have been the founders of Gilead, the founders of people who think that women shouldn't have rights and shouldn't read and shouldn't do stuff and should just stay home and cook and make kids and do some gardening and stuff. People with those kind of mentalities could see me as a leader as I continue to step up and do my own inner work and do more and more things to become a leader in this movement and in the feminist world and inequality and all those things. Because when you see certain leaders, they can get killed, they'll be attacked, or they get death threats and stuff like that. So that's always been an interesting thing that comes up when I do some of this work, is to heal and release and let go of that. And I do downloads for myself in this all the time, and I am going to give some downloads because I know that some beautiful, lovely soul sisters who follow me are into doing this work and shining their light brighter too. So I will be doing some theta healing downloads in here as well. And it's interesting because part of what June was saying today, and I'm not going to give away any spoilers, when I was watching the last episode, was about the fact that they get raped, that the fact that they can get their clits cut off and be treated like not human beings. And it did a bit of a flashback when they were literally imprisoned and chatteled around worse than cattle. And the kind of insight and inspiration I was getting was, you're worried about the potential fear of that happening versus the beautiful characters in this that are stepping up for themselves and have had enough of it. They are putting themselves out there too late, but like, because like they didn't prevent it, but they're doing all this for other people's children. Like their whole plan is to save other people's children. And I thought that that was like amazing and inspiring and incredible. And that it's weird that like my worry or fear that doing more large scale feminist equality work could make me a target or could make some random toxic masculinity male want to overpower me or rape me or kill me is like, it makes them win from the get-go because it suppresses women's voices. And it's been very interesting to chat with other light workers who are in this space, because more and more of this work comes up around like speaking our truth and moving in inspired action from that space, even just expressing like what our true fears are and not wanting to like almost say it like saying Voldemort and like have it happen. So to see these women who literally get raped on a monthly basis put themselves in more harm's way for other people's children to make it a better world for them was like so incredible. And I just like love the writers of the show and everyone who like portrayed it, because it like kept giving me so much like inspiration to do my work, to be like, they're doing that for other people's children. It's like a fear of mine is like rape, for example. So, and I had the beautiful Cherie Trask on our Love and Light show today, and she talked very vulnerably and personally about her experience with being raped, and she didn't let it have power over her. She forgave the guy immediately after it happened, and her belief system was like, this is happening for me, and she has such a beautiful belief system. So I'm like, okay, cool. I've done so much belief work. I know that everything that I'm doing and that happens in my world is like a soul contract level, and that it's all happening for my highest, most good and optimal health. I was already molested when I was younger, so like I've had sexual abuse before, I've had painful sex before, like I know that that won't kill me. Like it's weird to like go through the thought train of it, of, well, what's the worst case scenario of doing this work? That one day there's a potential chance that someone might see me as a target or to put a lot of hate on me and attack me and rape me. It's like, okay, what's the worst case of that? That I'll have to do more work, and that it'll be this, and that'll be brutal and horrible or physically hurt, or the pain and all that. And it's like, I'm so strong. So you'll become a stronger version of yourself for that, if in a potential reality that that could even exist. And you'll do that work, and you'll become the person that you're meant to be to keep having this impact on this 3D human plane that you incarnated on with these soul contracts for. And I don't have soul contracts for that, but then it was interesting to like see where my human fear would go with that, and to like walk it out. And that's kind of what those divine downloads were, to like see, go to the end of it. It's like, okay, so if you do this work, you inspire women, other women get inspired with it, more women step up and speak their truth and move in inspired action and heal and make this a more loving, like healed world. That's incredible. And that's what you're here for. And if you're worried and you're spending time and energy leaking about the potential fears or realities or worries, that will make it happen, because if you focus on the bad things, then you can manifest that into reality, that you're letting it win at the get-go. And like June has a daughter who she's not able to save because she's not in like the immediate vicinity, but just to like see her love and dedication to saving the kids that she could was phenomenal. And I'm like, fuck, like I have so much love for my unborn children. And it's just like crazy, because I'm like, I would fucking get raped or beaten or like be killed every day for the like confirmed being that my children will be growing up in a world where they don't have to fear being raped or killed or beaten. So like putting it in that perspective of being like, the work that I'm doing is so powerful, and it keeps coming down to like, I'm selfish for having the fears that doing this type of work or stepping up more or helping more people or having bigger impacts could make me a target or could make me like that. Like I would die to ensure that my kids live in a better world. And to get to that place in my life where like the knowingness of like how important this why and this vision is of everything that I'm called to do and all the things is just like epic. So I was loving all the downloads that I was getting, and I'm gonna do downloads. I just want to like be like, am I saying all the things? Because I was kind of like still slightly nervous to go on Facebook Live and like press the button. And I literally just watched another video before I came on here about Michelle Soro has a Facebook Live challenge group, and she talks about the blue courage button, which Kara talked about first. So also for people who want to start doing Facebook Lives and being brighter and brighter and shining their light and speaking their truth, definitely check out Michelle's group. I'll be sure to tag that in the comments after I'm done here. It's like a Facebook challenge closed groups. You can challenge yourself to hit the like Facebook Live button more and more, and it's like the blue courage button. So like even doing that, I was like, cool, blue courage button. So yeah, the message of like, it's time for us to step up and speak our truth and move in inspired action, because it is so needed. The world needs it so much right now, and it can have so many positive waves of change that we don't even know about. So I'm going to check into everyone's comments. Emma, well done. It's awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Elaine. And Raphael, yes. Awesome. And then Laura says, wow, divine timing. I just pulled up a poem I wrote after my sexual assault. Beautiful. I love that that's divine timing for you. Pamela says, yes. Awesome. Hi, John. Raphael, you got this. Trust in the universe and the flow of life happening for you, not to you. Yes, I admire you for stepping up and doing the work. Thank you so much. And Emma says, hi, Laura. I loved your live with Cherie. Yes, I definitely recommend you guys checking that if you didn't see the Love and Light show. So thank you, Emma. Pamela, I totally understand. Feel the same way. I'm part of the Me Too. Yes, thank you for sharing, Pamela. I love that you're in the same wavelength and like it's resonating with you. And hi, Laura. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Jeremy. I liked the kitty earlier. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Candace. Hi, Alicia. And Misty and Aaron. Hope you guys are all having an awesome night. I was just catching up to the comments for everyone else jumping on live. Okay. Well done. It's awesome. We don't have the luxury anymore to not shine. Exactly. And it can be like fun. Like this work can be so fun and fulfilling in the right now moment. So I'll talk about that in a second. I'll just check the rest of the comments. Hi, Rebecca. Love, love, love. Okay, Laura. Wow, that's crazy. I'm thinking of sharing my poems. Ooh, I would definitely love and encourage you to do that. Sending you so much love. This amazing poetry group I've worked with before is doing a show called Heal, about healing from this. Ooh, I love that. Might share my poems. Well, if that's feeling like your next step and you're divinely guided to do that, I definitely encourage you to do that. And I'm going to get into downloads about clearing some of the fear and some of the stuff that was coming through to me that just supported me. So I definitely will do that. The other thing that popped through as I was reading the comments is like, it can be a luxury to do this work. It can feel so fucking amazing and light and freeing and pleasurable and incredible to do this work, especially if you have grown up in the North American society, which really has an emphasis on silencing sexual suffering for women. And I was watching a TED Talk over the weekend, and it was about like this huge study that they had done, and essentially what like young girls, like women from the get-go, are experiencing trauma around sex and around their sexuality and their first time and losing their virginity and all that stuff. And according to North American women, their satisfaction point for having sex in their first time and just like starting to have sex and then that's continued is not being in pain, so not having discomfort, and that the guy comes. And the satisfaction gauge for men for sex and the boys as they're starting to have their first time and then that's continued is actual orgasm, is them coming. And it's a very low bar for women to just be like, I need to please someone else, and that's satisfactory, and hopefully I won't have my own physical pain and discomfort during it. Like, that's a super low bar. Addicted to learn this work too. Awesome. I love that, addicted. I love that you're loving this work. Okay. So I get really passionate about this stuff and I am going all over the place, but that is life and Facebook Lives. So, like, the amount of pleasure and freedom and alignment and joy that's come from me healing my molestation and other sexual abuse and trauma and harassment and things like that, the amount of freedom and love that I have for myself, that I've created into my world, that I now have with partners, that I get to experience on like a day-to-day basis, is literally mind-blowing, because it doesn't just like affect one thing. It affects all areas of my life. So the more I've done work on myself and done the work to love myself and forgive different things in my life, it's been more freeing in my body. I have more love and connection for myself. I can stand in front of a mirror and be like, I love you, to like all the parts and pieces of my body, and mean it. And like, I have the best sex of my life now. Like, I went from never being able to orgasm because I felt like I was broken. That's what like From Broken to Blissful, that program that I created, is for, because I felt like I was broken as a woman, that I couldn't get wet enough, that I was too disconnected from my body, that I was just in like my head too much, and all the different layers and stuff on that. And by doing this healing work in the present moment, not like some kind of potential reality in the future where my kids get to live in a better life, doing this work has made me more connected to my intimate partners. So my boyfriends, when I've had them, I'm single right now, has made self-pleasure more like mind-blowing and enjoyable and incredible. Like, fucking like doors and like roofs and like limits and things of what I used to think is capable of like pleasure and orgasm and bliss and euphoria in the bedroom and in sex has been like blown open, and it's unbelievably incredible. And even friends and mentors that I've done certain work with, I've started to like get so deep into this work where I'm like even kind of surpassing them in some ways, where I'm like, do you ever like get really close to orgasming while you're dancing? And they're like, most of the ones that I've told that, they're like, no, but I'm open to it. And I'm like, yeah, I've gotten like super, super close. And I've kind of started to learn more about the Divine Blueprint, which I had on last week's episode of the Love and Light show on Friday, where we talked about the different erotic blueprints that Jaya has. And then I started watching Jaya's video, and I signed up for her next event, so I'm super excited for that. So she talks about like having orgasms just by thinking your way to orgasm. So like, that's the next step on my thing, where I'm like, I would like to just like think about an orgasm, think about my body, and get to fucking orgasmic bliss like that. Like, have it at my fingertips, live a joyful, orgasmic, blissful, fulfilled life all the time. And that's the immediate benefits of doing this kind of like healing work and personal growth and development in these areas. It can be right now. It can deepen your relationship with any and all partners that you have and benefit you. And just being a loving, amazing energy tends to attract other things, which is another awesome side effect of doing this amazing healing work, is that you tend to get a lot more abundance in your life, because receiving isn't just in one area, it's in all areas. So the receiving that I've done in the bedroom, and I used to be like a giver and overgiver and caregiver and all the things, so like I had belief systems in my head around giving's more important than receiving. And to get to a place where I can receive, and I've attracted like super generous lovers, and it's incredible, receiving more in the sexual arena happens to be the same energy of receiving more in the money, financial arena. So a lot of people who want more money and more clients and more stuff like that have also been really attracted to doing this kind of sexual healing work, because it's the same energy. Sex and money have very similar energy. So it's not just some kind of like far off, let's all step up and shine our light and be love and share love in the world and do this healing work for ourselves and for our kids or grandkids or someday to live in a more equal, better, loving society. It's also like in the immediate future. If you would like more money, who wants more money? Put in the comments, like raise your hand if you want more money. A lot of people want more money or more vacations or the ability to give to more charities and incredible things. Like, if you want more money, doing this inner healing work can be so like expansive in having soul clients and having different doors of opportunity open and just things manifesting really quickly and things being in alignment. So this work literally has infinite benefits. And I also believe in past lives. So it's also like, I would also do this work and show up and put my life on the line and risk the potential worries or fears that sometimes come up in my head to ensure that this is the last lifetime that this happens, that I am part of the wave of incredible souls, men and women coming together to create a better world so that all future lives get to live in a loving, healthy, environmentally friendly, equal, respectful, like unconditionally loving world. Like, of course I'm gonna do that. So it was just so powerful, the downloads that I got, and I will be doing healing downloads for everyone else who's jumping on. It was so powerful to like see the ripple effects of that, because I'm also like claircognizant and very in tune with those things, to like see the ripple effects of people doing this work to create a better life, not just for yourselves right now in this moment, which you can do, not just for your kids and your grandkids and having better generations, but also like for any and all future lifetimes that you have. So there's just like infinite benefits of doing this work. So I'm like super, super excited about it. And hey everyone jumping online, hi Joelle. Hi Crystal Lee, and Raphael says amazing, awesome, and hi Lex. And Laura says, I'd love to share some of my poems in DM if you'd like to hear them. Yeah, Laura, definitely do that. That sounds awesome. And hi Janet and Amelia and Cherie. Hope you guys are all having an awesome night. So let's do some downloads. Oh, and the other thing that it like prompted me to do was to go back into my UPWLA workbook, I guess, from Unleash the Power Within. And after we did the Dickens process, like new beliefs came up. So the other thing that came through was like, write these new beliefs everywhere so that I can see them and be really connected with that why. Because my old belief system, so if you're familiar with the Dickens process, you take your like deep fear of things that you want to clear or like close the gap in right now. So my old limiting belief was, I'll die if I show up fully as myself, or I'll be attacked or raped or targeted by doing this work. So my new limiting beliefs, which I'm now going to go write on my mirror, because I love writing things on my mirror too, and write post-it notes about, is I am love, I attract love, I will prevent other women and myself from being attacked with this work, I will live my life in this work, and I am always watched over, protected, and kept safe. So those are all the new belief systems and affirmations that I'll be saying to myself, and we'll be doing some downloads for you guys for. So do you want to clear, release, and let go of your fear around speaking your truth, around showing up in the way that you're divinely called to do, that your soul is nudging you to do, so that you can feel safe on all levels in doing the unique work that you're called to do in this lifetime, and that you can feel completely safe on all levels in doing so. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And this is like theta healing downloads, so anyone unfamiliar with theta healing, we're diving deep into your theta brainwave, which deals with your subconscious mind. You go into your theta brainwave naturally and normally every single night when you go to sleep. We're just going right to that root subconscious belief system, clearing it and aligning you with love. So all you have to do is say yes to receive that beautiful healing energy from your higher power. And I say higher power, but you can always substitute in your head God, creator, source energy, universe, spirit, angels, guides, whatever your higher power belief system is. And then I'm like connecting to everyone's energy on here and the energy of people who will catch the replay too, so that everyone gets the downloads that they need. So do you want to clear the trauma, soul trauma, and frozen energy around any fears, worries, or real life experiences you've had around being targeted, being a victim, being abused or harassed, or put down, or like beaten or kicked in any way, that you can clear, release, and let go of that completely on all levels? And allow your higher power to send you unconditional love to fill every cell of your being, especially in any area of your body that's feeling it or feeling the remnants of old energy or resistance of those pain points, that we can clear, release, and let go of those areas from your body completely in all levels, that will resolve it on a history level, and send unconditional love to those spaces in your body as well. And if you would like that, you can say yes. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of the heaviness, weight, pressure, and responsibility that you've put on yourself, or that you feel others have put on you? And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to even more deeply connect with your true authentic self, to know who you are, your why, your mission in this world, and how to show up and shine and speak your truth and move in inspired action in these ways for your highest and best good and your optimal health. And if you would like that, you can say yes. Do you want to know through your higher power what it looks like and feels like in your everyday life to show up in this way? What it looks like in your career and your relationships, for yourself and for others? And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to break the old identity you have with having throat chakra blocks, or being quiet, or having trouble speaking your truth, or having self-doubt, or going in downward negative spirals around what to do next, or the how of your journey, or clear release and let go of the overwhelm around having such a big mission, or feeling called to help so many people, or just feeling like a bigger thing than just you, that you can clear release and let go of the illusions and the old hallucinations and stories and limiting beliefs that were holding you back in these areas, so that you can be in alignment with your truth, with your wisdom, and with your higher powers guidance, and how you can uniquely step forward on your journey. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And we'll break those old identities that were tied to needing to show up in those old ways in order to be safe or to be accepted into your current environment or group of friends or career, that you can clear, release, and let go of any and all cords, contracts, vows, commitments, and obligations holding you into those restricted, small, tight areas, so that you can express yourself freely, so that you can shine brightly and be as free as a bird and have more freedom and enjoyment and pleasure as you move forward in inspired action on your divine life's calling. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to know how you can move forward in inspired action with ease, speed, grace, joy, and love, and that you can mark your old lessons as complete, that had you learning things through hardship, pain, struggle, suffering, like a lot of effort or a ton of time, that you can move in that inspired action, and that you can trust your higher power to guide your way, that you don't have to know all of the how before you even take your first step, that as you take action, as you take your steps, the path will be illuminated before you. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And then we can integrate all of those changes. I can offer you a general healing for any other area of your life or your body that's ready to be healed right now, and fill you up with your higher powers' unconditional love, compassion, joy, bliss, happiness, fulfillment, and abundance. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you can take a couple deep cleansing breaths. Then you guys can let me know in the comments how you're feeling, if you're feeling lighter. I have like sweaty palms right now. A lot of like really intense energy was clearing, so good job. I'm sending you guys so much love. Thank you for showing up and doing this work. Even just clearing your own vibration sends so many positive ripple effects, not just to yourself, but all the other people. And healing limiting beliefs in this reality also sends that healing forward to all future lifetimes. So I love that it gets to the subconscious root and then it's just like cleared forever. So definitely let me know how that's feeling for you guys and your bodies. I love knowing how that is for you guys. Raphael, whoa, are you changing the lighting? I am not changing the lighting. I am by myself, and most of the time I had my eyes shut, so I'm actually interested to go back and watch this part of the video to see if the lighting actually changed. So interesting. Laura says, wow, oh my god, you were picking up so much for me. That resonated so much. Beautiful. I love that. And everyone who's watching the replay too, like I connected with everyone's, and I always do this for all my downloads, even in my like workshops and digital programs, I connect with everyone's energy who's on live physically and everyone who will view it in the future, so that your present moment is whenever you're currently pressing play. Even if this is like seen by some future generations, and my like great granddaughter is like doing some kind of science project and wanted, or history project, I guess would be more history, and like wanted to see her, like, I can't remember how many greats I said, but if this is like your present time in a million years from now or 100 years from now, then it'll still work for you guys. And Krista Lee says, thank you, you're welcome. And this is awesome, thank you. I felt like my brain was rewiring. Beautiful, I love you, thank you for sharing that. Awesome, I love that you guys were so open to receiving this beautiful energy. And hi, Angela. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. Okay, and I also encourage you guys to share this out with anyone else in your life who is feeling called to step up and shine their light brighter and speak their truth, especially if they're feeling called to move like forward and they're fearful of it. So this will work for any and all, big and small, inspired action steps that we're feeling and creating, so that we can do our own part to be that change that we want to see in the world. So I definitely encourage you guys to share that out. And in the like spirit of things can be so fun on this journey, like you can learn really fun things in the like right now moment, I am also working on figuring out a date to do a Blissful Blowjobs workshop, because the post that I was super inspired to like share over the weekend, I'm still getting messages and still replying to comments about women who are like interested in doing that. So I'm like, okay, so this is a right now thing to create and like do right now. So I'm finding time in my schedule to have an actual date for that. So I'll have it as a live thing so that people can also ask questions at the end. I love doing recorded live workshops for that reason, because then I can get your guys' energy and actual questions for anything that I like don't think of beforehand. But I am now like, yeah, I can easily create a workshop to do that, because I used to like hate giving blowjobs and I felt super obligated to doing it, and it was sometimes painful and not fun, and I 100% did it just to please certain boyfriends at some certain points in my life. And I've gotten to the point where I am so deeply connected to my body and have done the different levels of pleasure and work and rewiring of my belief systems that can be done with theta healing downloads to have pleasure in my mouth and my tongue and all that connect to actual like squirting blissful orgasms in my body. So I was sharing in my post the other day that like blowjobs are like easily like top 5 sex positions for me, and it's just incredible that you can get to a point where giving feels as incredible as receiving, and that you're physically rewarded right then in the moment for your body, and that you can also have that like energy cycling so that your partner's also having like blissful, ecstatic, awesome pleasure and orgasms in their life, that you can be a cycle of that energy, a cycle of that love, and not have the separateness and disconnection that unfortunately thousands of years of religion and stigma and shame and all that has disconnected ourselves from our power. Like, sexual power is literally the energy that made you be here today. Like, if your parents never had sex, which is kind of gross to think about your parents having sex, I get that. But without sex, without the pure channeled creative energy of sex on this plane, you wouldn't exist. Like, sexual energy is pure potent energy for creation. So that's another like whole tangent that I could go on of all that stuff. But I wanted to let my lovely ladies know who are contacting me about that I am like getting back to everyone, and that I am like listening to the things that you guys want, and I will be creating that like ASAP so that I have a date for you guys to look forward to. But if you want that and you're catching this now or on the replay, definitely let me know in the comments if you want to be added to the waitlist for that as soon as I have the date scheduled, or you can just send me a PM if you don't want to put it on the public thing that you're interested in. You can send me a private message, and I totally welcome that. So I'm sending you guys all so much love, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Bye.